Hi, this is Pat, and in this video we're going to talk about page layouts. Now, a page layout is the structure of a page, how many columns it has and where content is located. That's kind of distinct from the design elements, which determine the visual elements of a site. In this example, we want to take these four tabs, and instead of having them run top to bottom, we want to have them go across from left to right. To do that, the easiest way to do that would be to switch to a four-column layout and click Update. Now when we switch to that four-page layout, we'll notice that the content is no longer there. You can get content from the raw content area, and I'm just going to highlight and copy all of that raw content and then go back to the edit page area. I'm going to paste all of that raw content into the first column. Now I'm just going to simply drag the other buttons over into their respective areas and then delete each of those duplicates at the bottom. Lastly, we're probably going to want to have these fill up this area, so instead of having them 50%, I'm going to go ahead and click 100% on each of these, and let's finish doing that. Now we're at 100%. Now one of the nice things about doing it this way is that each of these buttons now provides content areas underneath them to allow for more content. Now one thing I notice is that there's a little bit of space on this one, so I'm just going to click this source code tool and take a look, and what I see here is, well, that little extra stuff up there and down here may be influencing that. There we go. Now it's all the way at the top, and if I take a look at these others, we'll see those spaces have all been removed, and now everything is in those columns. So I can go ahead and click Update. If I go back to our live page, we'll now see each of those going straight across. Now, if I didn't want those to be 4 columns and I wanted that to be 2 columns, I could look for another layout in here that might have the design that I'm looking for. But a pure, I see 3 columns and 3 equal columns and 1 column, but I don't see just 2 equal columns. So sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where you want to create a specific type of layout. One of the great things about Digital Faith is it's built on the Bootstrap framework, and you can get more details and lots of specification about that by going to getbootstrap.com. As it pertains to layouts, we're going to want to take a look at the grid system by clicking on the CSS and then the grid system. And what we find is a variety of examples here. And the particular example that we're looking for is somewhat like this, 2 columns, but we want those to be equal. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this code, and I'm going to bring that back over into here, and I'm going to go to 1 column. Now when I put this at 1 column, it's going to provide all of that content straight across. Now I can simply go into the HTML editor, and I can drop that snippet that we found on Bootstrap, and we want this to be 6 and 6. That will provide equal amounts of content in each area. And so I'm going to just delete that again, and then I'm bringing these down on separate lines, because what we want to do is add these first 2 buttons, and I'm just going to highlight down until I get the first 2 of them, and we want to put those into that area. Now I'm going to take the second group of buttons and drop it in that other column area, and now I'm going to click Update. Now, one thing I'd point out is, again, these are probably set at 50%, and we're going to want those to go all the way across to 100% to have them really lay out just exactly right. and fill these two columns. So when you're working with HTML design code elements where you want to create a new layout, you can find that at the Get Bootstrap and look under the scaffolding or the grid system as it's also called. All right, now I've saved that page, and if we go back, we now see 1, 2, 3, 4 in 2 rows. And as we reduce the size of the website, if we were to look at it on a tablet or a mobile device, that's going to adjust so that regardless of the device, visitors will be able to see that. Thanks.